Hey guys, here is that Viper 2. I had strung it up yesterday, made a video, only about 100 people saw it. Customer wanted a low mid pocket. At first it had kind of a mid pocket, and I was happy with the way it was throwing. For a midfielder, it's really good. This guy, the customer's a long stick midi, and he asked for a low mid pocket. And someone commented on the last video and they said, if I asked for a low mid pocket and you gave me that, then I'd be pissed because it was just a general mid pocket. And I agreed. I was trying to convince myself that it was okay. But as soon as I got that comment, it really made me realize, you gotta cater to the customer's requests. So lowered the pocket a little bit. It's a lot better now. I think it's more closer to what he would want. He wanted 2 straights and 2 U's. So there they are. I'll put the pattern down in the description. It's basically triangle top string, 4 knots, 1, 2, 3, 4, then a 1 interlock, then interlock, 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 and a single. So those interlocks, I think, kind of just hold it in place. Well, they definitely do. I think kind of lowers the whip a little bit, makes it more firm. So I don't really know. I'm not an expert. I try not to claim to be an expert. I try to learn as much as possible, but I don't know everything right now. I'm still learning, but this seems like a pretty good mid-low pocket. Throws nice. I'm happy to get it out to him. No guilt on my side, so I'm sure he'll like it. That's what's up. Also, today, this kid Haven, called me this morning. He asked me, he's like, hey, you ever seen those weapon of choice videos? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, would you make one of those for yourself? And I was like, well, I don't really have a weapon of choice because I don't really play. And it's true. I string a lot of heads, and I throw in the backyard, and I shoot in the backyard. But I don't really play. But if I did play and someone was like, hey Wes, what stick do you want out of all the sticks in the world? As of right now, I would probably choose a side-tie for my shaft, a Cobra X for my head, because I played midi when I was in high school. I never faced off. I like a good stiff head. I like a good pinch on my throat, a good flare at the top just to help with the catching, but mostly I'm more about the pinch. I can catch balls just fine, even if it's a little thinner head. So the Cobra X is one of my new favorite heads just because of the flare, or the shape of it. It's real square, and it's very straight, and it just seems like a really good head. And I strung one up with the Dos Cabre a couple of videos back, so you can check that out. For the pocket, I might go with mark mesh or a custom, just because I string so many customs. I really like customs. They're unique, they're fun, and that's kind of more my style. I like to think that I am getting better. I know I'm getting better at just throwing around in the backyard, passing, catching. I don't play, so I'm not practiced at dodging and stuff like that. But as far as like crank shots goes and stuff, I can put a good custom pocket into my head. So if I had to choose a weapon of choice, I think I'd do a side tie with a Cobra X with a Dos Cabre pocket, maybe a lower or a mid pocket, just a solid mid pocket. And that's what I'd choose. But I play with so many heads. Like even this Viper 2, I love it. It's a great head. Everything I play with, it just seems like it's a good head. I'm really grown out of like the Revos or just the high school heads. Proton Power, I'm not a big fan of, even though it's very popular. I'm just not a big fan of it. Super Power, I'm not a big fan of it. Cobra, I like the Cobra. Stallion, Surgeon, those types of heads, I like those kinds of heads. So, I don't know. It's hard to say weapon of choice. What I have right now, here are my shafts. Shafts are my favorite thing to collect because I swap so many heads. Like, I'm always swapping heads. I got so many holes drilled in my alliance. just not so many. I got like 4 drilled in my lines, and that fits 4 different types of heads. Then I have my side tie, that's got 4 holes, and that fits 4 different types of heads. So between the 2 shafts, I've got like 8 different kinds of heads. Another shaft I have is the Maverick Phoenix. I really like this shaft, especially for being whatever alloy or metal that is. It's really light, good shaft, good. It's a different shape. So I'm all about variety. Like the Phoenix has the ridges, side tie's a little smoother, has that nice finish to it. Phoenix has a little bit of grip. And then here's something I got off a trade recently. This thing's just insanely light. It's awesome. It's a true temper prototype shaft. I don't know if they make any other shafts true temper, but this thing is just nuts. I think I'm going to hold on to it. If you can get your hands on one, definitely check it out. It's lighter than any of my other shafts. The Maverick Phoenix is surprisingly light. I guess I could weigh them right now. I got the Alliance 135. I really like Alliance series. It's a little heavier than the Phoenix and the True Temper. And the True Temper, just a featherweight. Let me see. It's 5.8 ounces with the butt end. Super light. The Alliance 135, when I weighed it last, was 6.8 ounces, so it's about an ounce heavier than the True Temper. So the True Temper is just insanely light. If you can get your hands on one, do it. It's got the little flex point there. I don't know what it's called, but it skinnies out right here. Kind of like the Haro shafts did. Really cool. That might be where they lost their 1 ounce. Was just right there. But super light. So my weapon of choice, I don't have one, but if someone said, hey, get in a game, you're playing against Clutch Fanatic and Ginger Strings and Throne of String, you're playing against all these guys, what's your weapon? Probably choose a side tie with a Cobra X and a Dos Cabre pocket. So that's my weapons of choice. True Temper, sick. Viper 2, low pocket. Feeling good about it. This is a really long video. Sorry guys, but have a good morning. Talk to you later.